Well, welcome to the video. I shot a video of myself riding around Lough Erne earlier last month there. It's a beautiful spring day. I am travelling down from Portadown direction, down along the M1, past Dungannon where it turns into a dual carriageway, and on down to Ballygawley. So I've switched the camera on here, just past Ballygawley. You can see here on the map, it's from just below Lough Erne, and I'm heading across underneath Lough Erne, and then up, taking a wee detour around Lough Navar Forest Drive, and then up around the north coast of Lough Erne and through Drumore and Fintona and back home, back to Ballygawley, and then back up parallel to the motorway, beside the motorway, past Dungannon, rejoining the motorway, and then back home again. I also have it mapped out in Furkot. I have the link down below. You can have a click on it if you want. So this is the road now. I'm 4 miles outside of Lough Erne. I also said on the sign there, 4 miles outside of Lough Erne, and it's one of the big main A roads in Northern Ireland. It links kind of west up to Belfast. So if you were bringing goods, say, to Enniskillen, which is quite a big town, you would be taking that route. You can see the red dot just outside Lough Erne. That's roughly where I am. So the plan is to go Lough Erne, Clogher, 5 mile town, take a right turn through Clabby, Tempo, and into Enniskillen. Enniskillen's the largest of those towns, and from there we'll follow the shore road and we'll head north. I didn't want to film anything before this because that's really just motorway. But even so, starting the film here at Ballygawley, or just outside Ballygawley, it's nice scenery, I suppose, but it's still a large, main, fast A road. It's not really that special for a motorbike. So this is just outside of Lough Erne, and it's a small town, so it is. It's basically just a small roundabout in the centre of town. Once you get through that, that's basically it. Originally, the audio for this, you may have noticed, this is recorded after the event. I did try and record audio by plugging a microphone into my phone, then taping it inside my crash helmet, but the phone just didn't pick it up. Now you've seen that guy there flashing his lights at me. So I first thought, is there something wrong with the bike, or are the police stopping, or... And sure enough, if you look up ahead, there's a mobile speed camera. I'm fairly strict about doing 30 and 30s and 40 and 40 mile an hour zones, so it's not a big issue anyway, so it's not, but it was nice to get a warning, I suppose. But yes, the audio that I recorded just didn't turn out to the phone didn't recognise it. I'm going to buy a little audio recorder, so I'm popping in my pocket, a little Chinese one, and hopefully that'll pick up the microphone and will allow me to record audio as I'm riding along. So again, still a big main A road. Temperature's been around 10, 11, 12. This is about, 11 o'clock on a Thursday morning, so the roads are quiet. Beautiful weather, dry, just a very pleasant place to be. So the reason I'm getting the 5 mile town and then turning to the right is primarily because it's a B road, and it's hopefully going to be a bit more interesting than just a big straight A road. Yep, if you get an overtaking lane, you might as well use it. So you can notice the adaptive zoom. I've ran the video footage through a D-Shaker utility. Kind of stop it moving about so much, and you can see it zooming in and out quite a bit, which is a wee bit weird looking. I'll have to really adjust the settings the next time I do this. So this is now going into the 5 mile town. 5 mile town is a slightly strange layout. It actually has a little bit of a bypass, so you can see the main road goes straight through 5 mile town, but it's very narrow, and there's a little kind of rectangular bypass that bypasses the kind of main street. And we're going to be following that bypass and then turning right off it towards a wee town called Clabby, which is a poetic language. We have to route all these GVs and stuff going to and from Enniskillen to the right, primarily because if they came down the main street, which you can see there, it would just become a one-way system. It would just clog up. There's some brown kind of tourist points of interest signs there. So I just seen there in the video. I must go and investigate those. I don't know what they're pointing towards. So we're going to be taking this road here on the right. It's a B road, so it's going to be a wee bit smaller, hopefully a wee bit twistier. Should be going through similar countryside. So yeah, you can see the nature of the road has changed. It's smaller, it's a wee bit twistier, very quiet. There's not very much traffic on it. That's every bit as picturesque. This is now the outskirts of Clabby. There's a 40-mile-an-hour zone. Clabby itself, we're going to approach now. It's a small roundabout, and we're just going to be taking the road to the left to take us into Tempo. Tempo, the town where drumming was invented. This is the road into Tempo, and it actually reminds me of parts of the Isle of Man. There's a very an area that's kind of shaded with trees on both sides and stone walls, and it reminds me of a section of TT. And then into the town itself, it reminds me of the kind of village section of the TT, where they're zipping through the villages at 150 miles an hour. It looks, it sort of looks a wee bit like that, but it's quite a nice road, not very twisty. And so this is the section now. You can see it's trees on both sides. There's kind of a sweeping left hand, right hand corners. They've changed the asphalt to the high grip asphalt, and there's stone walls here. It's a lovely place to drive. It just feels very enclosed. Now we're into the 30-mile-an-hour area of Tempo. So that's the village of Tempo now, and that's the bit there that reminds me of that little village in the TT. Obviously I'm not doing 150 miles an hour, but so the next stop now is Enniskillen, which is quite a big town, and indeed I managed to get lost going through it, but so we're out of Tempo now, and on to some fast sweeping corners for the run to Enniskillen. I think there was an Audi or something close behind me at this point. I wanted to get a wee bit of distance to him, so you always come across the odd tractor in Northern Ireland, so you'll no avoiding it. I'm just looking over towards the horizon. There's some lovely views. Following these two fellas, I'd been behind them for a couple of miles, and I decided actually, you know something, I just need to pull in for petrol anyway, so I seen the petrol station and said, I'll do that. It's funny, the guy behind the counter took what's known as a queer look at me, and you could see him about to laugh at me. I can only imagine it's the camera, or it's my suit, or goodness knows. Look at him. I filled the bike up there anyway. That kept me going for the rest of the day. See, there's a viewpoint up to the right there, and you can see certainly as you come over this hill, there is a lovely view. You can see out towards Donegal there. I'm not sure what hills those are. There might be Slieve League on the left. I'm not sure. It's the highest sea cliffs in Europe, apparently. They've jumped out into the Atlantic. So now this is Enniskillen, and there's a roundabout, and then it goes down to a couple of junctions, and that's where we join the kind of main road into Enniskillen. That goes from 5 Mile Town, the one we turned off, if you know what I mean. As I say, I don't really know my way around Enniskillen very well at all. I actually managed to get lost in it here, but through clever editing, I've corrected that problem. So hopefully you can be able to pick up which direction to go. Now this is the kind of main road in to Enniskillen. From the left there, that would be the road from 5 Mile Town coming in, and we're now rejoining the kind of main road into Enniskillen from Belfast. In Enniskillen, you probably want to follow the signs for Ballyg. There's the A46 to Ballyg. Hello guys. And that will take us across the kind of waterway between the two lochs. Lower Lough Erne is the northernmost loch. Upper Lough Erne is the southernmost loch. So Enniskillen's right between the two of them. So there's a bridge that we'll get to, and it'll take us across the piece of river that connects the two lochs. And we'll then go up the west side of Lower Lough Erne. We go up that road. So this is the roundabout I made the mistake at. From here I turned right. I should be going straight across, but I've edited it back to me whenever I returned. I went about a mile up the road, figured something was wrong, took out the GPS, had a look at it, checked Google Maps, went, right. So came back, came on here. At this stage I'm still not sure where I'm going. You can see Donegal A46, that's the correct lane. I just followed the signs and I got it right. So we're going straight across here. Wasn't sure where that other car was going. And then we're turning right here. And this is the bridge that takes us across the kind of Lough Erne. And then once we get across it, we'll immediately turn right and then left, and that takes us onto the shore road that we're looking for, the A46. So turning right, then turning left, following the signs for Ballyg. And this is kind of where the picturesque driving really starts. There's a nice park in there on the right hand side. I believe they sell coffee in there. If you want to stop and clear your head for a bit, that'll be a good spot to do so. The famous school there, I forget the name of it, is it Pretoria, is it? I don't know. I can't remember. But that's their playing fields there, so you know if you see the rugby grounds you're on the right track. So that's the side of Enniskillen officially. Then we're on the shore road. The shore road's an A road, so it's not really a tight, twisty, kind of fun road from that point of view, but the views are very nice. It's a lovely piece of the world, as they say. The next thing we're looking for is a road about 7 or 8 miles outside of Enniskillen that brings us up towards the Loch Navar Forest Drive. It's about, as I say, about 7 or 8 miles outside of Enniskillen. We're looking for a road on the left hand side. And that is the Lough Erne resort on the right hand side. I believe the G8 held a summit there about 5 or 6 years ago, where Vladimir Putin and Obama and everyone all got together. Quite a posh golf course there on the right hand side. It's just such a lovely day, so it is just joyful to be out. So there are a couple of those brown tourist signs for slipways and stuff. I wasn't able to find any. I didn't really want to push it for time, so I just kept going. But this certainly would be a nice spot to explore for a couple of days, I think. I'm going to have to book some time off or something and head up this direction, I reckon. You can start to see through the trees there. Was that Lough Erne I saw? There you go, you can see it there on the right. From the Macho viewpoint in the Forest Drive, and there's a wonderful view of Lough Erne, so you'll get to see the whole thing and the whole layout of it. And this is indeed the shore road that we're driving kind of northerly on, and you get a very good idea of the scale of it. Now we're approaching the road on the left hand side to take us up to the Forest Drive. I would look out for that petrol station on the right hand side, and then I don't know whether that lake's permanent or temporary. I suspect it's temporary. And there's that road on the left hand side. I looked at that, saw the big sign and went, ah, that's it there. The Forest Drive itself is about 2 miles up here. There's a road on the right hand side. Unfortunately the batteries died in the camera, and that was that.